Investors, it is a great time to buy property in Southwest Florida. Today we're going to talk about buying an Airbnb. Yo, I'm Adrienne, longtime Florida realtor, and I'm here to help you get your Florida life. Happy Wednesday, everyone. If you're new here, new videos come out every Wednesday. I have been posting live open houses on the channel. If you hit the subscribe button and then the notification bell, it will notify you when lives are happening. They also get reposted. So I finish the live and then, I don't know, an hour later, YouTube turns it does it automatically into a video. I wanted to do these because when I started this channel, I really wanted people to understand more than just the houses, the neighborhoods, living in Southwest Florida. Then I started to see there are things I explain about the houses, elevation, hurricane shutters on this channel. It would be easier to show you in a house. So if you're interested in that, you can check out the open house playlist and follow along. You can ask questions when I'm in these open houses. They're kind of slow tours of houses. I try to make them as close to, and not a showing. That's very different because we're one-on-one then, and I know your goals and we know what's going on. It's more an open house. You just walked in, you can spend a minute in a room, look around. I'll tell you, hey, these are impact windows, and give you a little bit about those. If you want to learn about houses, that's the place to do it, or feel like you're at an open house here in Southwest Florida. Today we're talking about Airbnbs, or VRBOs, or short-term vacation rentals. Let's say it that way. There's so many opportunities out there for this. It is a great time to get involved in this because our prices are lower than they have been in a long time. Yet people still want to come here. We still see a lot of people vacationing here. It's Southwest Florida. It's cold up north. There's gonna be a need to get out of the cold in Southwest and come to Southwest Florida. You might as well buy your vacation rental while the prices are down, especially if you're a cash buyer. I know people don't like when I say that because I know some people need to get a mortgage, of course. But if you're a cash buyer, there's so much opportunity out there. Mortgage rates are high, so it's a little bit harder for people getting a mortgage. Cash buyers always have an advantage right now. It's a great time for that. Today, we're going to talk about timing, searching for the property, marketing, and automation. It's easier than ever before to have a short-term rental, and I'm going to walk you through that as well. Let's start with timing. First, when you think about timing, of course, you might be thinking, when do we want to use the property? A lot of people buy short-term vacation rentals so they can use the property part of the year. The thing you want to remember that with this is the weeks that you will make the most income are probably the weeks that you want to use it. The cost of renting an Airbnb or a vacation rental, or the price on it, is going to be higher in the winter months. Now, we do see people coming down here in the summer. Of course, people have children with summer vacation or have jobs that have more leeway in the summer. When you think about that, you might think about where they want to go more in the summer. For instance, beach rentals get a little bit more action in the summer than maybe a house rental that is in the suburbs. We'll talk more about location versus amenities in a moment, but you really want to think about, okay, do I need this to rent out all year? Do I just want to pay my taxes with short-term rentals? What is the goal long-term? And if I'm renting it out and I don't get to use it, is that worthwhile? How can I fit my life into making money, and how much money do I need to make? So timing is big. I would take a sheet of paper and write down what your goals are, and then balance out with what is reasonable for getting people in there. And I'm going to show you a tool at the end of this when we get to the automation that can really help you with that. So stay tuned for that. The other part of timing I want to talk about is timing your search. Depending on what you're looking at, if you're looking at a house that perhaps was not an Airbnb before, you want something in Punta Gorda, that, there are Airbnbs currently, but you may find a house that you really like, you want to use it, and you are just trying to pay your taxes, or you are trying to get as much money out of it as you can, but it currently is not an Airbnb. You're going to have to buy a lot of stuff for it. The moment it closes, you may not have rentals lined up. You want to think, okay, it's going to take a couple weeks to get everything in there. The house has to be turnkey when you do an Airbnb. That means pots, pans, silverware, all the things. It may take you a while to do that. The quicker you are at doing that stuff, the closer to closing, the sooner you can get somebody in there. The advantage to buying a rental like this, or a house for rental like this, is your search. You can come down, you can look around. You're just looking at houses or condos, depending on what you're wanting. And the search could be easy in that sense. You can just make regular showing appointments. Now, if you're looking for something that is currently a short-term rental, we see this a lot in beach condos. When I sell a beach condo, often I have a window of time that you can look at it because they're booked week to week to week. So you have Saturday morning 10 to 12, you can look at this condo. And then inspections have a short window of time. You don't have the flexibility. If that's something you're interested in and you're thinking about doing it in the next few months, get a hold of me as soon as possible so we can get to know each other and start planning that out, because it really is a shorter showing time period. You might think to yourself, well, how can I buy this without seeing it? You can often see it, you just have to fit within their windows. Virtual showings might really help you in this way. I've sold a lot of property with virtual showings, well over 100, and I almost never have anyone back out because I have honed my virtual showing process. But the more we've talked and the more I know you, the easier that is. So you really want to look at your timing for the search as well. What kind of parameters do you have? And just know that if you want something that is currently being rented out, you have short windows of time, sometimes often once a week for 3 hours that you can see these properties. The advantage to those, of course, is often they are rented out. Often you have income coming in, they're already turnkey, they're being sold turnkey. You get past that hurdle and you're good to go. Now let's talk a little bit about what you're searching for. I feel like I could categorize a lot of short-term rentals into 2 categories, and these 2 categories really come down to something else. Hear me out. There's location versus gimmick and amenities. We've all seen those vacation rentals that are the spaceship house, or they've decorated all in one way, or amenities that could be very large, several more bedrooms than you normally see, 4 or 5 bedrooms in an area where most vacation rentals are 3 bedrooms. The larger family, blended families can use these. That I think of as amenities, or even, I don't think of 5 bedrooms as a gimmick, but you hear what I'm saying here, something offered. And then there's location. Beach rentals, I think of those as location, close to downtown, close to a lot of things to do. That's location. Sometimes you see a combination of both. What this all comes down to is marketing. You want your Airbnb to be easily marketed. You want somebody up north to go, that's what we want. We want the kids in the pool. We want to have a cookout. We want to have a backyard that we love. Or we're going to spend every day at the beach. Or we love the downtown. We want to go walk around and shop all afternoon. Whatever it is, you want it to be marketable. That is very important. And it's easy to get caught up in, a lower priced item that's far out that would work well with you. But you really need to look at, okay, well, how am I going to market this? You can do something like that. There are, especially in the center of the state of Florida, I see a lot of cabins and kind of these places I would never think of with gimmicks. And you want to play up the gimmick. That's how you get people in there. You need to give them something to want to come to. Here in Southwest Florida, it's pretty easy. We have beaches, we have great downtowns, we have boating, we have lots of stuff to do. So here it's pretty easy, but that's something you want to think about wherever you go in your Airbnb, how to market it. Next, we want to talk about the law. You want to make sure you are following the law. Often when I hear people talk about Airbnbs, they talk about HOA versus non-HOA. And yes, you need to know the HOA rules. I think it often helps to know the HOA attitude as well. I emailed an HOA recently and said, what are the rules here? I know personally that there are short-term vacation rentals in there. And I got an email back that said the preferred rule is, or the preferred way is no short-term rentals. I said, is that in the deed restrictions? Because I can't find it anywhere. To me, what that is telling me is right now, you might get away with it, but we are pushing. We are pushing to end this. So know that that could happen. And you want to, okay, well, we're only going to Airbnb it for 2 years and then we're going to retire, and it could be fine for you. You just want to get a feel for that. Also, there are zoning laws. In Sarasota, there are strict zoning laws on single family homes, and depending on the district, it gets very detailed. And then in Punta Gorda, you have to register your vacation rental. You want to know if you're in the city of Punta Gorda, the county of Charlotte County, Sarasota County. You want to know where you are and what the rules are for specifically where you are. It's not just HOA rules, it can be county and city rules, and you want to keep that in mind. Now let's talk about managing your Airbnb and automation. I'm going to say something that not everyone's going to like. Property managing is going the way of automation. Do I think everybody is going to cancel their property managers and just use apps? No, just like I think a lot of people, including myself, prefer an accountant over TurboTax. There's a comfort level. It's nice to know that somebody is there going into the place. However, you can automate, and I know people who automate pretty much their whole Airbnb system. There's ways to estimate revenue. There's an app called pricelabs.io. I don't work for them. I don't get anything for telling you this, but they will show you an estimated revenue. You can play with the different filters. I just put one in on a house and played with some filters. You can get market reports. You can get, it will adjust your price according to what's going on in that area in the market. It really helps you to look at the seasonality of a unit or a home. It can really tell you a lot. There's also now cleaning services. There's Turno, there's a Southwest Florida cleaning service. There's all kinds of businesses that have come up and said, hey, maybe you don't need us to manage, but we'll go in, we'll do the linens, we'll clean the house, we'll do everything. It's all, they see it, that it's open, you book it from afar, no problem. Of course, we have keyless entries these days. You can give people the code. It has become much simpler. Now, if you want a property manager, that still very much exists. It's still very much a business. I see in a lot of places where you have a lot of Airbnbs or condo complexes by the beach. Again, they have property managers that do so many condos in the building. Maybe it's easier just to use them. I can certainly see the advantage, but if that is holding you back, know that there's an app for that. I think that's a cliche, I don't know. But there's a lot to help you in the Airbnb world these days. If that's something you're interested in purchasing, I'd love to help you. Please give me a call. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can see some live open houses this week. I will see you next week.